Hello, traders out there in Traderland. My name's Des Woodruff, your senior analyst and mentor here at Grok Trade. The video is good through Sunday, February 27th, 2011. And on Friday, we had a nice bullish day in large part due to just the technicals. Now, that's even in the face of some more sobering data received on the GDP report. The fourth quarter came out at 2.8%. That was down from the estimated 3.2%. But nonetheless, we get a nice run on Friday. Let me just show you some numbers. Friday, we end the day on the Dow up 0.5%, more than 1% on the S&P, more than 1.5% on the NASDAQ, and the Russells with a 2.2% run to round out the week. The banks ended almost up 2%. That is ginormous. And thank you for all those leaving comments there in YouTube with the ginormous. And I love comments, by the way. And VIX down almost a full 10%. Gold up. US dollar up. Crude up 1.8%. Rounding out the week. And here we are looking at the S&P Daily. And with this S&P Daily, we had this beautiful bull pullback at a support line. I told you we had this doji looking thing. I built a huge case on Thursday's video on why we should go bullish. I hope you all paid attention to that. I went bullish at the end of the day on Thursday and reaped the rewards on Friday. I just hope to find some continuation. Now check this out on the S&P Daily. We had this drop with a slowing of momentum to the downside. You can see that from the lows. We found support at a trend line. With that support, we have a doji. We did make a higher high and a higher low. There's your reversal taking place. And on the zero line on the histogram, we have a positive tick. That means we have a crossover, a MACD line, and our signal line. And we should start to see some more continuation to the upside. However, on the weekend edition, per usual, we look at the weekly also. The weekly at one point came crashing down, finding support at our trend line, come right back up. Now we got this hammer looking thing like we're wanting to continue to make a base here perhaps and then rally from a base or just start stepping up. But the bears could not keep it down. The bulls just rallied back straight north, staying on the CCI, still in overbought territory. But gang, long as POMO's out there or the QE2 and they're buying up that much, government bonds, it's going to be hard for the markets to continue to go down. So just if you're a bear, you have to keep that in mind. All right, let's also look here at the monthly. And here we are on the monthly. We're up several legs. Stochastics have us overbought. We do have a bearish divergence in the making. But as far as the month is concerned, higher high, higher low. We continue to go northbound, but we have this resistance line at 1323. We are below that at 1319 right now. And here we are taking a look at the Dow. Here's the Dow, a beautiful drop, nice hammer, and we have what's called a bullish engulfing, but here we're below the 20-day moving average. On the S&P, you'll see that we closed over the 20-day moving average. So let's go back to the Dow. We're below it, but we do have a bullish engulfing. And do we have nope, we still have a negative tick on the histogram. We don't have a crossover yet, but if we do get a crossover, expect to see some resistance on this trend line heading up. And here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart went up, 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 up. We relaxed a little bit. Let's blow this up so we can see it. Come down. So we are under heat here for the week. We have a lower high, lower low. This is called a pivot to the downside, which does not bode well for the markets. But we'll have to see what the next week brings us. Here is the monthly. The monthly. Oh, we just continue to climb up, 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 higher high, higher low, and we did go above a resistance point. Check this out. We are above the 12,000 12,186 mark. So we closed at 12,130, which is good. We have big resistance here at 12,255 that we need to be watching. Went above it at one point this week, came right back down, or for the month so far, my bad, for the month. Let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's off to the races. We received a tweezer bottom on the daily last week, and then we received also a bullish Harami with the tweezer pattern above the 50-day moving average, and we get a gap up and a run. Very nice. Has the belt hold line type look, even though it's not at the bottom, but you don't have any lower shadow here. Not too bad. Closing over the 20-day moving average. Nice positive tick here on the histogram, and this just looks like it wants to continue northbound. So I'll tell you, technicals looking strong. We have the weekly on the NASDAQ. We found resistance at the trend line. We dropped lower high, lower low. We do have a hammer here. So on the weekly, we're under pressure. Next week, we need to be watching that pretty close. Yeah, anything can happen. I think that we'll probably start off the week bullish, but it'd be interesting how we end the week. We are overextended. So bearish divergence on the stochastic oscillator. You do also have a resistance area at 2867. We didn't even get up there, not yet, at least on the month. Doesn't mean that we can't still get up there, but that will be a resistance, because that was resistance back in 2007 on the monthly. Let's take a look at small caps Russells. Here's the daily. The daily just on fire. Tweezer bottom at support, just like the NASDAQ. We get a bullish Harami, and boom! We gap up, run straight up with little to no upper shadow at all. I mean, we just kept screaming north. Very, very bullish, looking great. Nice positive tick here on the histogram on the MACD oscillator. And calling MACD an oscillator, it's not an indicator, it's an oscillator. And especially if you're a grad student, you know that. So never ever call the MACD an indicator. It's technically incorrect, and we want to sound more educated when we talk to other traders out there. And let's take a look here at the weekly. The weekly, we come up, smack our head, resistance, lower high, lower low, under pressure. We do have a hammer. We need to build a base here at the very least to stay bullish on smaller caps. Let's look at the monthly and see what it's doing. It's having a great time. Went up and tagged that trend line. Look at that. This is the trend line. Remember the ghost trend line I was telling you about? Why did I call it ghost? We have support here, support here. I drew a trend line. I took this trend line and laid it right on top. See how they're parallel, and then dropped it right here on that swing high right there. And look what happened so far for the month. We went up, tagged it, and dropped. That's acting as resistance, just as we thought, but major resistance at 850. If we can get up to 850, we are due for a correction at some time. I'm not a perma bull. I'm only playing what I see. If you're in an up leg, be bullish, and you're in a down leg, be bearish. It's that simple, but it is the hardest, easiest thing to do, trading. Remember, what we do here at Grok Trade is keep the very complex and make it simple. We make the very complex of trading simple. This is the place for all traders to come to get the very best of technical analysis. One more thing I want to show you why I'm here jabbering. Want to show you FinViz. This is groups right here. Let me show it to you. Click on groups right there. Let's go here for the week. Check this out. Financials are not that great for the week, but we ended the day huge. Financials doing very well. Basic materials doing very well on Friday. For the month, you can see basic materials and financials doing what in the top three here. Not bad at all. That is very bullish. Very bullish. And we have technology and financials up there. So, gang, right now, everything looks bullish. I thank you for being a part of Grok Trade. Do me a huge favor. Pass this video on to your colleagues. Please post this link at the very least in other trading forums and in other chat rooms. Let people know about us. Help us spread the word. And on that, I will give you free 4.5 hours of free online trading education. All you have to do is go to freeonlinetradingeducation.com, freeonlinetradingeducation.com. Click on Trading Education. Click on the 101 courses. Knock yourself out. Take care. Safe trading. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment.